that you were a special person. You know, all the people that worked on the music, Karina and Alex Theory that are here tonight, but everybody from New Blue Records, Gabriel and ESL. I'm sure we're gonna miss some people. We love you all. It's. We want to kind of get down to business and
And then the next thing is obviously this is an advanced screening. We're really happy that you guys came out. The film is opening October 16th at the AMC Theater on 42nd Street. That's a big theater in a foreign location in the middle of Times Square. So if you found that the message of this film resonates with you and you think it's important for people to see it, please help us in October getting the word out and getting 5-10 of your friends to come. Because if this type of film becomes more popular, that it opens commercially the avenues for these types of subjects to be discussed more in the mainstream, which is for us really, really crucial. I have a couple of other announcements to make before we begin our panel here. We've put cards in all of your little cup containers for Evolver and Reality Sandwich. Evolver is my company with a number of people who are here also. We have a social network, evolver.net, and we've started something called the Evolver Social Movement. We have meetups every month at 40 cities in the US and abroad, and we're really trying to create a kind of network for local communities that are interested in these alternative ideas and alternative values and practices to find each other and then to begin building the elements of the new society, which we've kind of indicated here. And we are doing a retreat if you want to explore the medicine that sent Sting into other dimensions in August 15th to 22nd in Costa Rica. So we've got cards for that, and it'll be awesome to see some of you there. That'll just be the first in a whole series of retreats around this medicine, these medicines, and ways to explore these cultures. Right, and so do you guys want to just say hi, introduce yourselves, or whatever? I don't know. We've got Tiakasin, Ghost Horse, Sting, Paul Stamets, Down the White.
Also want to acknowledge that we have a few other people here that are in the film. Elizabeth Thompson from the Buckminster Fuller Institute, and Michael Dorsey is also in the crowd. I have my brother and my sister that coincidentally are in town. I'd like to include them.
And if you'll see in the lobby, we have some stuff for sale, including we've created because we're waiting on distributing the DVD for this film until we have finished the theatrical distribution. So we have created an extras DVD, which includes the full interviews with a number of the most amazing interviews from the film. And I think you guys would really, if you enjoyed or are interested in this content, it gives you an opportunity to really go deeper and sort of follow the thought processes. And we also have a number of books. Buckminster Fuller Institute has some materials if you want to learn more about them. And Paul Stamets has brought some of his life boxes, which you can explain, I guess. Actually, Paul, maybe I'll start with you, because we had a very disturbing discussion around the Gulf oil spill and about your work in relationship to it. I wanted maybe to share what you've been discovering and also how you feel that your project could contribute to that.
Well, thank you all. I've been involved in growing fungi since I was about 17 years of age. I'm 54 now. And central to my belief system is habitats have immune systems, just like people. And mushrooms are the bridge between the two. I speak to you as Paul Stamets, but I'm actually a plurality of microorganisms unified with one voice. And I'm speaking to your communities of microorganisms presently. And in the same way, as we lose biodiversity, it's like losing rivets in an airplane. At what point will we go below the threshold which will have catastrophic failure? The BP oil spill is accelerating 6x, the sixth greatest extinction event known in the history of life on this planet. We have a choice. And as trillions of organisms are being destroyed, disease vectors are likely to occur. You can talk to any physician. If you have necrotic tissue in your body, it's an opportunity for infection. And so we are really facing an enormous calamity. We don't know if the fissures below the casing are going to continue to crack, like cracks in a windshield. There could be a catastrophic event occurring much more severe in the near future. But nature finds a way. We have a choice of whether we're going to survive on this planet or not. And we need to have a radical revolution in the ecology of consciousness. Fortunately, there are some solutions, and I want to just mention two of them very quickly. I brought a fungal friend of mine. And thank you. And this is mycelium, and this is mycelium of an oyster mushroom. This smells really good, and it's growing on straw. And this is the mycelium, the very strain that we've used for breaking down petroleum products for the past 12 years. Counterintuitively, I thought to myself, well, oyster mushrooms grow on land in every woodlands of the world, but do they grow in saltwater? And so I talked to other mycologists, and they said, no, oyster mushrooms wouldn't tolerate saltwater. Well, who's tried? So I actually did inoculations of straw, which absorbs oil by itself, that's soaked into salt water, inoculated it. Lo and behold, the mycelium grew out fabulously. So I've created now mycobooms, and these are hemp socks or booms full of straw and oyster mushroom mycelium that floats. And this stuff floats for weeks. I have several of these mycobooms floating in the Puget Sound. You can go to fungi.com, and you can see photographs of this, as well as a statement about addressing the BP oil spill. We can mobilize, because hurricanes and tornadoes create huge amounts of debris fields. We can be guaranteed of that. And then we can amplify native species in the bioregions, capitalizing upon the debris fields that nature supplies. And at landfills all over the United States, we could mobilize picking up the debris and the wood chips and using straw from farmers, inoculating with native oyster mushrooms, and be able to float these out into the oil-soaked marshes. The enzymes that are secreted are little Pac-Mans, and they start breaking down the oil. But really interestingly, the mycelium then supports bacterial communities, which then go ahead and break down the oil as well. The mycelium outgases fragrances that attract insects. Many of you may not know that there's an enormous loss of insect populations around the Gulf because of the methane and the benzene. So the sequence, this creates what these fungi do are they're the primary gatekeepers that consequentially break down toxic waste and enable sequences of biological populations to flow forward. So this is one counterintuitive method, and I've written the EPA called me 3 times. I submitted a position paper. The Defense Department got a hold of me. The White House got a hold of me. I've submitted this as one possible tool and a tool set of solutions. This is not the magic bullet. We have not anticipated, or no one has been ready for a catastrophic event of this magnitude. We are truly facing an extinction event, and it's our choice. Now, the other thing I just want to mention very quickly